Welcome to something to talk about. Welcome to something to talk about.
Hi! Welcome to Something to Talk About. My name is Taco, and I talk about a song by some fire lore, and it is Saturday morning. It's 7 a.m. Central Time, and it's time to party. And yeah, this is what's going on if you don't know what's going on here. And yeah, we're talking about Leyton Hightower, the Old Man of Oldtown, the Beacon of the South, the Defender of Oldtown, the Lord of the Hightower, the titles. He's even got more titles I'm about to read. Guy's got a lot of titles. This is going to be a fun one. Spoilers, by the way. I just have to start saying that before everything. This is blanket spoilers for all the books. You kind of learn more about him in the last book. So I do talk about a little bit of plot, but not too much. He's not super spoilery. But still, if you don't want to get anything about the books spoiled, small spoilers. All right. Here we go. So Leyton Hightower, known as the Old Man of Oldtown, is the Lord of Hightower. His other titles include Voice of Oldtown, Lord of the Port, Defender of the Citadel, Beacon of the South, and Leyton's flagship that he probably doesn't use too much is called the Honor of Oldtown. Yeah. We don't know what he looks like. That's all we got for a description is just his titles and a ship that he never uses because we don't see him. All right, let's talk about House Hightower. House Hightower of the Old Town, or simply known as of the Hightower. House Hightower of the Hightower is also known as House Hightower of Oldtown, is one of the most powerful noble houses in the Reach, among the oldest and proudest of the great houses. Their seat is the Hightower, which I've said 18 times already, located in the city of Oldtown 17 times. Due to their location, they are the biggest supporters of the Citadel and the Faith. So that's the Maesters. They're right by the Citadel, so the Maesters get all their support. And also, Oldtown used to be where, the Starry Sept was. I mean, it still is the Starry Sept, but the Starry Sept isn't where the High Septim lives anymore. He now lives in Hightower, or in King's Landing. But back in the day, anyways, that's where the Faith is kind of, and that's where the Maesters are completely. So they are very big supporters of those two institutions. The Citadel of the Hightower is a stone white watchtower with fire on top. Their motto is "We light the way," and they possess a Valyrian steel sword called Vigilance. We don't know where it is, and we don't know who's using it, and we know nothing about Vigilance, and it might just be up on the tower right now, and Leyton's just like, hanging out with it, but we don't know. They might have a Valyrian steel sword. It's cool. The family is ancient, existing since the dawn of days when they were petty kings. Well, most scholars believe they descend from first men. A dude named Maester Yandel says that they descend from seafarers and traders that settled at the top of the Whispering Sound in earlier time. Men who came to Westeros before the first men and seem to have founded the original incarnation of Oldtown. Whatever is true, the Hightowers were sighted way back in the day in the ancient Blackstone fortress of Battle Isle, the mouth of the Honeywine, before the Hightower stone was built. Yeah, there's some, black fused stone stuff going on. They might be way before the first men. They might be like the Great Empire of the Dawn and came from the other side, and they built an oily black stone, and they caused Zora High to step. Whatever. All right, it's many cool, crazy theories that much better YouTubers than me talk about. I'm not going to get into it even here. But yeah, who knows? They might be descendants of an old, long, crazy dynasty of old Empire of the Dawn stuff forever ago. All right, possibly. Let's talk about Leyton. Let's talk about his big family. So we don't have too much about Leyton, I'm going to tell you right now. Also, did I already say spoilers? We don't really have time we don't have too much for Leyton, so we're going to just talk about his family. So yeah, I already said spoilers for the books, right? Spoilers for the books. Okay, Leyton has been married 4 times, and his current wife is Rhea Florent, and he has 10 kids, though we're not sure if some or all of his kids, we're assuming not all of them are from Rhea Florent. are from him. But yeah, we don't know how it divvies out of which kid goes to which parent. But yeah, he was married. This is his fourth wife. That's all we need to know. So I'm going to say the first name of the kid and then maybe something about him or just their nickname and then move on because he's got 10 kids. His children are Baelor Breakwind. Okay, you guys know who this dude is. I just thought it would be funny if I just called him Breakwind and then moved on. He was given that nickname by what's his name over in Martell when like his Elia was possibly going to marry him, and it's really funny. All right, so I'm just going to call him Baelor Breakwind and then move right on. All right, then Melora, who's the Mad Maid. We'll get back to that more. Allery, who is the spouse of Lord Mace Tyrell. Yeah, that Mace Tyrell. Garth Greysteel, who is a knight of some repute. Denise, who is married to Desmond Redwine. Layla, married to the legendary John Cups. Yeah, that's right, John Cups. Married a Hightower. Good job, John Cups. Who's John Cups? That's all we know. He's a House Cups isn't even a thing. All right, moving on. We'll get back to John Cups, believe it or not. Elisena married to Arthur Ambrose. Lenice, the youngest daughter and second wife, was married to Jorah Mormont. Yes, we'll definitely get to that. And then who is now the chief concubine of Tagar or Morlin in at least. Sorry, I don't do good reading. I don't read good, but this is what I chose for a hobby. I'm screwed. Gunther, who is given command of the harbor of Oldtown, and then finally Humphrey, the fourth and youngest son. So yeah, all 10 kids, a little bit about them. We'll learn more about some of them. Not all of them, but some of them. All right, tourneys and wars. Leyton Hightower was unhorsed at a tourney at Storm's End by Sir Barristan Selmy, who eventually won and defeated Rhaegar. So yeah, he lost to Barristan at this tourney at Storm's End, and then Barristan went on to beat a bunch of other people as well, including Rhaegar, and win. Lord Tywin Lannister once offered his dwarf son Tyrion to Leyton for marriage to one of his daughters, but Leyton felt insulted by the suggestion and rejected his offer. So let's talk about that really quick. He's like, you want to marry my dwarf son? Leyton's like, no. But he'll let his kid marry John Cups. But John Cups is a better deal than a Lannister. That's a little messed up of you, Leyton, but still, I'm just saying, it's a little messed up. But yeah, I mean, if John Cups gets to marry a Hightower, all right. In 289 AC, Leyton was present for the tourney at Lannisport, held to celebrate the victory over the Iron Throne over the Greyjoy rebels during the Greyjoy Rebellion. There you go, I said it. There, his youngest daughter, Lenice, who allowed her favor to be worn by Sir Jorah Mormont. Yes, that Jorah Mormont, Lord of Bear Island at the time, who was twice her age and also widowed. She was named the Queen of Love and Beauty by Tourney's End by Sir Jorah, who became smitten with Lenice and then kicked everybody's butt. And after he won, this is a really cool passage from that book, but he said he was drunk on both wine and glory, and that's why he got the courage, but he thought there was no way Leyton was going to say yes. And he goes up and he asks permission to marry Lenice on that same night, right after he wins the tourney, and Leyton accepts it, and he marries a Hightower. That's nuts. Doesn't work out, though. Nope. This isn't a story for Lenice or a story for Jorah. No, I'm not going to do an episode for Jorah. It's too big of a character. Lenice is too small of a character. But she eventually goes up to Bear Island. She doesn't like living in just a hut. She's used to living in the high tower, and he tries to do his best to keep her happy, and eventually, he gets exiled because he's selling prisoners. You guys know the deal. And then now she's in Lee's. Okay, cool. So let's talk about what he's got going on in the books. Not much. In the Tower By 300, Leyton has not descended from the tower in more than a decade. So pretty much right after that tourney, that was in a 289, right? Like pretty much right after that tourney at Lannisport, he just freaking stayed in the Hightower. Screw it. Leyton has not descended it for over a decade, so he won't be too involved with the main story because he's not in any of the books. So this is the best we got. So when the War of the Five Kings pops off, right, in the end of the first book and throughout the second book, when the War of the Five Kings starts going, Leyton just stays in his tower, but he does follow the Tyrells and declares for Renly. But after Renly dies, he switches for the Lannisters, again, following the Tyrells. Following the Battle of the Blackwater, the small council rewards the absent Leyton with lesser tracts of land taken from the defeated, despite he's not even there. He gets a couple tracts of land, not great tracts of land, even though he's like, I'm not even leaving my tower. I'm not going. Leyton Hightower. That's it. That's going to be the new words. House Hightower. I'm not going. I'm hanging out here with my daughter. That's it. We hang out. We read stuff. Don't worry. We'll get to it. All right. The Ironborn. What? Yeah, this is probably the only real spoiler thing. Euron Greyjoy wins the King's Moot, becomes king of the Iron Islands, and then he decides to attack the Reach. And the opening campaign is taking the Shield Isles, where Euron captures the Shield Isles, right? Taking the shields. Willis Tyrell sends word from Highgarden so Leyton can prepare. He's like, yeah, Ironborn going up the river. Be ready. Oldtown's defenses, they can prepare Oldtown's defenses. There we go. Despite the Ironborn threat, Lord Leyton remains in the Hightower, supposedly reading magic texts with his eldest daughter, Melora. That's why they call her the Mad Maid. Melora the Mad Maid. Melora? Whatever you want to call it. Well, his sons then take care of the Hightower's duties. So we don't know if he's the one who ordered them to do this or if they're just doing it. But we do know that Baelor sets about building ships at Oldtown. Garth is given the task of training new troops. Gunther is given the command of the harbor at Oldtown and prepares its defenses. And the youngest son, Humphrey, has sailed to the free cities to either hire sell swords or just persuade his sister Lenice to loan some of the archons of leased ships, right? Like her husband's, well, not her husband, she's a concubine, but yeah, some ships, hopefully. He's trying to get some ships from the free cities. Leyton eventually sends some of his sons down the Whispering Sound down the Whispering Sound against the Ironborn invasion. So there are some of his sons are heading down to fight them off. And that's it. Not a lot. Like I said, Leyton doesn't leave that. So we get his backstory, and bro doesn't leave. But guess what? Millions of fan theories, so let's get to them. All right. Tinfoil and glass candles. Due to the guy's nature of just being mysterious, right? He has a ton of theories, both tinfoil and not tied around this dude. So there's some tinfoil, there's some not tinfoil. So L. Chris on Reddit has a huge post breaking down everything from Leyton having a glass candle to him knowing Maggie the Frog to him not actually even being up there. That's a theory. So seek that post out if you want that breakdown. I'm not going to get into that, but I will have links in the description for both of these. And the other one is I Am the Peel, also on Reddit, has a huge post called Leyton Hightower is the Lord of Light and Mad Maid is Quaithe, a tinfoil theory. Yeah, I gotta tell you guys about this. This post was huge and describes many things like how Leyton could be using magic to prepare to fight the others. Leyton Hightower is in possession of one or many glass candles. That's something that comes up a lot, and has been using them in recent years and giving visions to red priests and priestesses alike, like Melisandre, to encourage them to come north and help defeat the others. Yeah, the red god of R'hllor is just Leyton with candles. That's a fan theory that's out there. That there is no R'hllor. That he's just, hey, the Red Priest believed another thing. And the Mad Maid's like, haha, cool. What? All right. It's crazy. All right. Where was I? Yeah, so, yeah, to help them defeat the others. That's it. It's a big ruse. He helped raise Dany alongside Willem Derry. That's one of them. He is working and sponsoring Marwyn the Mage, and he's the one who gives him the glass candle that Marwyn the Mage has. The house with the red door is in Oldtown. That's it. So the house of the red door is in Oldtown, and the reason why she kind of remembers Willem Derry slightly different is because she's remembering two different people in Oldtown, the House of the Red Door, and sometimes Willem Derry is Leyton Hightower. That's the theory in here. Oh my God, let's keep going. Leyton's daughter, Melora, the Mad Maid Hightower, is Quaithe. Hey, check that out. And has been using the powers of the glass candles to reach Daenerys in her dreams and trying to warn and protect her on her father Leyton's behalf. Yeah, they're really banking on, the Hightowers are really banking on Daenerys in this theory. All of the individuals that Quaithe tries to warn Daenerys about are all Westerosi-born individuals that Leyton knows about and distrusts. That's actually not completely true. Because she warns her about Marwyn and also about what's his name? Makaro, and he's not Westerosi. So that's one hole in this theory. For abandoning the Targaryen cause. It's wild stuff, and I'll put both links in the description. Yeah, I'll put both links of these theories by Ian the Peel and L. Chris in the description. There you guys go. Hope you enjoyed Leyton Hightower. I talked for a long time for somebody who never leaves his bedroom. Brah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. What's your favorite crazy, weird tinfoil? Because I know there's so much tinfoil around Leyton Hightower and the Hightowers. So what's your favorite? Tell me in the comments. What do you guys think of Leyton? Tell me in the comments. And also, I will try to put both the L. Chris and the Ian the Peel links to Reddit in the description. But until then, you guys have a good one. Peace!